Okay, today we're going to look at two different types of flowering plants. There are two different types of flowering plants. There is a monocot and a dicot, and this makes up 98% of all flowering plants. Now there are a couple of ways that we can tell the difference between a monocot and a dicot. So if we look at this flower here, we can see that it has six petals. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the reason that we can tell that's a monocot is because it has groups of 3. So 6 is a group of 3, isn't it? There's 2 groups of 3. Where if we look at this plant, we can tell it's a dicot. And the reason we can tell it's a dicot is because it has 5 petals. So count the petals for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so dicots have petals in either groups of 4 or groups of 5. Another interesting fact that we can tell the difference between a dicot and a monocot is if we look at the leaves. So this plant has the leaves, and if you look really close, they run parallel. Now parallel means running straight up and down, and they don't run into each other, okay? So have a look at that, parallel leaves. The difference with this leaf, because it's a dicot, it has leaves that look like veins. So see the different veins in the leaf?
But they're black.
Yep, there's different colourings in it, but that doesn't really matter because there's some dicots that have all green leaves. So we have a look at the back, see all the veins in the leaves? That's the way we can tell it's a dicot.
And it's living.
It is living, all plants live.
If you like pull a piece off, it's one living.
Yeah, okay. So another way that we can tell that the difference between a dicot and a monocot is we can look at its roots. So its roots of a monocot have the big, thick roots on it, and they don't spread out as far. Where a dicot spread out like little spider roots. So if we have a look at this plant, we can see all the spidery veins. Can you see that?
Right.
And then if we look at this plant, see how this plant has all its clumps in there?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between a monocot and a dicot with its stems. Now there's another way we can tell the difference, Kate, is if we look at the seeds before they become these big flowers. So a monocot flower is one seed, so it only has 1. Where a dicot has 2. So if we have a look, can you tell the difference? So 1 and 2. Okay, so now what we're going to do, Kate, now that we have all this information, is we're going to have a look at this plant. Let's pick one off. What do you think, by the characteristics of this plant, what do you think it could be? A monocot or a dicot?
Dicot.
Dicot? Why do you think it's a dicot?
If that one's a dicot.
So let's have a look at our little sheet here. A monocot?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's a monocot? What do you think we can tell by looking at it?
Because it grows with one.
So the leaves look parallel and they don't have the vines. Let's count the petals.
This one.
Dicot.
Because look at the leaves.
That's a fantastic observation, Kate, because if we turn the leaves over, we can see that there's veins in the leaves. So that's a really good prediction. And good scientists always predict. What do you think about this one? Why do you think this one's a dicot or a monocot?
Dicot because of the leaves, and see at the end, see it's yellow, and see that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kate.